Hey, everybody, this is Craig Hardesty with Out on Film, and we are here today for Out on Film's In Conversations. And I am really thrilled today to have Ivona Juka of the extraordinary film Beautiful Evening, Beautiful Day, which is screening at Out on Film on Sunday, October the 5th at Landmark Theaters. Ivona, welcome to Out on Film.
Thank you so much for inviting me here, and thank you for having my film in your program.
I mean, I'm just going to say in full disclosure, Jim Farmer's our festival director. He's also my husband. Asked me to screen this film and said, "What do you think?" And I was like, "You need to find a place for this film in the festival." Um, so that's why I wanted to be the one to talk to you.
Send my hello to him and thank you.
So, Ivana, tell us a little bit. So, Beautiful Evening, Beautiful Day follows four close friends in Tito's Yugoslavia during that period and follows, not only their friendship and their lives, but their persecution and life under that regime. Tell us, for our audience, how you came to be writer and director, how it is that you decided to tell this story now and what the inspiration was.
The story is inspired by my dear family member who was gay, and he was he never came out, and he was very protected in our family. I was lucky. I was born and grew up in a very progressive and very liberal family. Majority of them are academic professors, so he was loved and accepted in a family. But outside the family, he went through awful events because he was gay. And Since I was a child, I was for LGBTQ rights, and I loved him so much, and I was a witness of his suffering as well. So this movie is a love letter to him somehow. Unfortunately, he is not anymore with us. He passed away. So that was the main idea for the movie. And then after that, I started to research and I put a story in a older time than he was. So I put a story in the 50s because in the 50s was even harsher persecution of people from LGBTQ community. And I read many books. I researched in our archive. I found terrible stories about persecution of gay people, but also I wanted to make a film about freedom, and I wanted to make a film which would be contemporary as well, because even before I started to write this film, I just had like a feeling in my gut that things all around the world are going in a wrong direction.
Right.
And somehow I think that unfortunately my film is today contemporary more than ever. You know what's
Yeah,
going on all around the world.
right.
When I was in an Oscar campaign, people from New York, from LA were approaching to me and telling me it's America today somehow,
Yeah,
and but it's not just in America. It's unfortunately happening in Italy, in Hungary, in all around the world. And so I wanted to make a film also about freedom. Freedom to be yourself, who you are, freedom of speech, and freedom uh, to work, to express yourself through your work as well. So it's a movie about thriller freedom, and uh, um, that's how I approach to writing that script.
so it's the irony is not lost on me that you have written and directed a film about freedom, about resilience and about persecution of gay people in particular. And the film has also received a lot of backlash, has it not? I mean, you've had funding cut for your promotion. I mean,
Yes,
there's been a
yes,
lot of backlash against the
yes,
film
yes,
from government and certain circles. Tell us a little
yes,
bit about your experience with getting the
yes.
film out and the backlash that you've experienced.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm blessed, my circle of people around me is very progressive and liberal. So I have to admit to you, I was really shocked with the backlash. When we were, there is a committee in Croatia who choose film who will be candidate for Oscar run. So that committee, with 12 people, made decision in 5 minutes after our movie, and they told us that it is the first time in history that they were unified in that decision. Usually they discuss, they don't agree. So sometimes it takes 3 days, to come who will be candidate. And I was over the moon. It was really recognition from people from our industry, and it's a representative from each guild, cinematography, editing, directors, and so many people, actors from our film industry. But after that, they cut approximately, I would say, we got a third for promotion compared to other films. So they wanted to prevent us to promote the film, and we decided to go into promotion no matter of that, because quitting to go to promote film was exactly their wish. Unfortunately, right now, at the moment, it's a rise of right-wing party
Yeah,
here in Croatia. We have like conservatives, but central conservatives in a government, and they are in coalition with right-wing party. So they really did everything possible to prevent us to promote the movie. Uh, um, I think it's somehow cynical, my film is against censorship, and they did everything
everything.
possible to censorship
Right.
us. Unfortunately, also we during the filming, we experienced some very awful events, like a local financing. They quit financing of the movie. They were quitting us location for shooting when they found out what we are talking about. But above all, what really hurts me is that some people, after the film was nominated for, it was the Croatian candidate for Oscar, some people from left wing hated movie as well. And they backlash us, and they were even crueler to us because they cannot accept that, communists and, let's say, like, leftists were so awful in a history toward LGBTQ
Right.
community. So they were hurted by truth, and they also attacked us. So we are not in a very nice position right now before premiere, because right now film is, traveling all around the world, and it's in your festival. We are also accepted to Warsaw, which is a festival in October, then in Germany, and so on. But in January, we will have premiere in Zagreb, in our country, and then we will have distribution in our country, January next year. And I have to admit that we are a little bit afraid because they are attacking us from both sides.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate that people cannot accept the truth.
Right, that everybody is kind of like a backlash. As you said, a movie about the effects of censorship, and everyone's trying to silence what it is that you have to say about this period in time, which was very real.
Exactly. And unfortunately, when I was doing research, I found even worse things which were so terrible and so horrific that I decided not even put them in a movie,
Right.
you know. So uh, I think it's very wrong, that we are trying to put under the carpet,
Yeah.
bad things because they can repeat if we
Yes.
don't face them,
Yes.
if we don't deal with them. And unfortunately, in my country, reception from both sides is unfortunately not nice.
Because in the end, this movie becomes, it is about freedom. It is about resilience and the strength of these men in particular, um, and the humanity that they spark in other people around them at a time where the whole idea was to erode trust in each other. uh,
Exactly, exactly. And I'm
yeah,
so glad that everyone is recognizing that,
yeah,
I was a little bit afraid when I was in Oscar run. Oh, will audience in LA, New York, recognize what's going on the contrary? I had such a great experience, maybe because, unfortunately, it's dealing with a theme which is very hot
yeah,
right now. That's the freedom around the world. But exactly what you mentioned, and I also wanted to stress that resilience and to give my characters, well, spoiler alert, but to give them somehow happy ending.
yeah,
I didn't want it to end tragically for
right.
them because I believe in such a resilience, and I think that we should always fight for the right causes and for the right things, especially for the freedom.
Yes. So I wanted to ask you, it was, you were able to write this film and get it made and direct it. Tell us a little bit about the cast, the men that you cast in this film. I mean, you have to be protective of them as well in terms of a lot of the backlash that has occurred. Tell us a little bit about them and how they kind of came to be in this film.
Actually, the backlash will go in my direction because I'm a woman, and I dare to make the film about gays, So somehow, thank God, they're protected in that way. That Black Welash will go, and it was going so far to my skin.
Right.
And I'm willing to accept that, I'm glad it's like that. But casting was really a long process, and I was searching for the best actors, to play them. And when I casted one of them, I'm sorry, I cannot say the name
Sure.
because I don't want to, come out any of them,
Right.
So it's their decision. And he said to me, "Oh, finally, gay people will play gay people." And and I said to him, "I really didn't know that you are gay. And now that you are, I'm glad because I really want to work with
Yeah.
you, but I didn't know." And he said, "Oh, come on, how did you know? Everybody from our industry know." And I said, I really don't know. I don't follow who is with him, with who, and private life. I'm not interested in that. And then after that, I realized, yes, I need really queer people around me, uh, because it brought such an
Yeah.
authenticity to the movie. Also, film is a battle between Eros and Thanatos all the time. So from the beginning, I said that I want to be brave, that I want us to be brave and bold, because I feel that we would betray idea that we were, that we were shameful about, male bodies, making love, because, we saw everything in a heterosexual
Yeah.
relationships, but still, seeing two men making love, it's still, issue, at least in the mainstream media or films and everything. And um, and it helped me a lot working with them. I was very honest. I told them, listen, guys, I don't know anything about, for example, gay intercourse. I can watch porno films, but it's not reality, just
Right.
like and and we became so close. We were rehearsing, so all those scenes are like dance scenes until we started to it's choreographed, it's everything, prepared. And also all obstacles that we were facing, I mentioned just few, even more bonded us to become closer. And really, it was amazing experience. I love those guys. They became like my brothers during the whole process, and it was amazing experience working with them. We were rehearsing a lot. We were getting to know each other during the rehearsal. So when we were in some, let's say, very difficult situations when we started to film, nobody could, be against us, because we just became like a group, which doesn't care about anything, and that was amazing experience. And now we are still, in contact. We almost each day hear each other, text each other, because some of them are from Serbia, some of them from Bosnia, so they're not living in my city. But we will have a reunit. Is it reunit? Right word in Warsaw very soon, and I'm looking forward to see them in person as well.
Excellent. Well, and I think their strength really does shine through in this film, and the way that clearly they have bonded, as a group, and it is beautiful to see as they carry the film through to its conclusion. As we come to an end here, I think that art lives with you. Um, and I think it lives with the audience. If there's one thing that an audience would walk away from after viewing this film, what would you like that to be?
Um, Resilience and strength to fight for your right, for your freedom, for right of other person. But also, this is in this film is a very strong message about accepting the other. You know, don't forget about Amir. So it's also, something that we can overcome many obstacles and walls which are dividing us if we try to understand each other, if we try to become a friend with each other, and then there is no place for hate. Uh, there is acceptance, and I would say love as well.
I think, Ivana, that is a beautiful way to end this conversation. I want to thank you for joining me today. And thank you for making an extraordinary film and sharing it with us and our audience. Again, the movie is Beautiful Evening, Beautiful Day, screening it out on film on Sunday, October the 5th at Landmark Theater. Please get your tickets at outonfilm.org. Ivana, thank you for joining us. And thank you as we continue to spread queer joy and queer propaganda everywhere that we can.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And all authors of this film would appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.